Hello everybody. In this video we're going to simplify the given expression here. Okay, so the expression given to us is a to the power of 4 minus 2 parentheses ab parentheses squared plus b to the power of 4 all over 16a squared minus parentheses 4b squared. We want to simplify this into the least possible amount of terms. So what is the first thing we want to do when simplifying? Well, that is get rid of all the parentheses. So in this case, this means squaring these two factors, okay? Squaring these two. So let's just rewrite it with that. So we have a to the power of 4 stays the same, minus 2. Okay, so notice, whenever you're multiplying two numbers together, so in this case a times b, and you square that, it is equivalent to just squaring each term individually and still keeping multiplied by each other, okay? So in this case, we square the a, which will give us a squared, times this b squared, so b squared is b squared, and then plus b to the power of 4 stays the same, all over 16a squared stays the same, minus, okay, remember how we did for last time, these 4 times b is being multiplied by each other, so then we square each individual term, so 4 squared is 16b squared. Okay, so now we got rid of all parentheses and everything. So now what do we want to do next? Well, what you want to do next is always try to see if you can factor something out, okay? So notice as of right now, we can't cancel anything out. So we want to see if we can factor out anything from the bottom or from the top. So I immediately noticed that we have 16 in both terms in the denominator, okay? So I'm going to take that out, take out the 16, and that'll leave us with a squared minus b squared. Oops. So we factored that out. And now looking at the top, there seems to be nothing that can be factored out. But so where do we go? What do we do? Well, luckily for us, we have a specific equation or formula that helps us in this situation. And that is namely x minus y squared is equal to x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Okay, so you could kind of notice how the numerator here on the top, it has shares similarities with this parent formula or this generic formula that we can use to turn this form into an something minus something squared. As you can see, it seems like the x squared value corresponds with the a to the power of 4. So to find the x value to put in here, we just square root this a to the power of 4, since this is x squared here. So square root of a to the power of 4, what is that? So what number or what value by itself multiplied by itself is equal to a to the power of 4? Well, remember how multiplying with exponents work. So basically, when you have the same base, so it's important that the numbers have the same base, and exponents are involved, and you multiply those two, you can just keep the same base, and then the exponent is just equal to these two exponents added together. So in this case, it's a to the power of 2 plus 2 if we do a squared times a squared, which is in turn equal to a to the power of 4. You can see a squared times a squared is equal to a to the power of 4, which means the square root of a to the power of 4 is a squared, which means this a squared is equal to our x value, okay? So now let's look at our y. Well, looking at it, seems like this y squared corresponds to the b to the power 4 in our equation. So just like how we did with a to the power 4, the square root of b to the power 4 is b squared. Okay? So our y value is b squared. And all of this is squared because the formula here. So also notice how our x value of a squared is present here and here. And our y value of b squared is present here as it should be according to the equation. So this is our correct value. So now we can just plug it into the numerator, or put it into the numerator because it's just simplified. So a squared minus b squared squared. Okay, so now we have our simplified equation. It's not simplified fully yet. But notice how on this term we have a squared minus b squared in both the numerator and denominator, which means we could cross it out. But notice how this a squared minus b squared is being squared itself, which means there's two of them present. So this is basically a squared minus b squared times a squared minus b squared. So basically cancel one out. So that leaves us on the numerator, it leaves us with just singular a squared minus b squared. And on the denominator, leaves us with 16. So this is our fully simplified equation. So we can also write it differently if you want to make it neater, or make it just write in a different way. We can turn this divided by 16 into 1/16 a squared minus b squared. Okay, so this is our final answer, simplified from this. So yes, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye.